welcome to my channel Lazy Fellows. I am your pharmabahen. Hello guys, let us now complete the pharmacy syllabus copy of jntu University Pharmacy Practice Department. In the pharmacy practice, we have pharmacotherapeutics, clinical pharmacy practice, clinical toxicology, hospital community pharmacy, clinical research and pharmacovigilance, molecular biology, advances in preclinical evaluation, drug regulatory affairs, and pharmacotherapeutics lab and clinical pharmacy lab. In the second semester, we have pharmacotherapeutics, clinical pharmacokinetics and drug monitoring, biopharmaceutic pharmacokinetics, clinical research, quality use of systems, quality use of medicines, principles of drug discovery, cellular molecular pharmacology, nutraceuticals, and pharmacotherapeutics lab, and clinical pharmacokinetics drug monitoring lab. And in the second year, we have biostatistics, pharmacoepidemiology, pharmacoeconomics, phytopharmaceutics. It is pharmacotherapeutics. In this, we have cardiovascular system, respiratory system, gastrointestinal system, bone and joint disorders, dermatological diseases, and ophthalmology. And the next subject is clinical pharmacy practice. In this, we have introduction to clinical pharmacy services, patient data analysis, and lab data interpretation, medicines and poison information services, medicine information services, and poison information services. And then clinical toxicology. In this, we have general principles of the poisoning, antidotes, and clinical applications, and clinical toxicology supportive care, clinical symptoms and management of acute poisoning, following agents or these agents. Then we have clinical symptoms of chronic poisoning, abuse of these substances. Then we have hospital and community pharmacy, introduction to hospitals, hospital formulary guidelines, education and training, prescription, health promotion, clinical research and pharmacovigilance, regulatory perspectives of clinical trials, types and design, clinical trial documentation, bio aspects, terminologies, and the establishment of pharmacovigilance methods and ADR reporting used in pharmacovigilance. Molecular biology. In this, we have introduction to molecular biology, nucleic acids, DNA structure, DNA topology, organization of DNA in chromosomes, mutations, DNA protein interactions, DNA replications, and transcription, translation synthesis, process of proteome, regulation of gene expression in prokaryotes, eukaryotes, and DNA transposable elements. Next is advances in preclinical evaluation. Unit 1, care and handling and breeding techniques of the laboratory animals, organization of preclinical screening methods, screening program, drug discovery process, preclinical clinical models employed in screening of new drug belonging to the following categories, and principles of toxicological evaluation, ED50, LD50, and TD values. Next, drug regulatory affairs, drug regulatory aspects, good manufacturing practices, detailed regulatory aspects of the drug product design, manufacturing, distribution in the USA, and FDA regulations, documentation related to manufacturing, cleaning methods, and retention samples, good governing regulatory bodies across the globe, research methodology and IPR, meaning of research problem, effective literature studies, effective technical writing, nature of intellectual properties, patent rights, pharmacotherapeutic labs, then clinical pharmacy practice lab. In the semester 2, we have pharmacotherapeutics 2, nervous system, psychiatric disorders, infectious diseases like respiratory tract infections, tuberculosis, malaria, bacterial endocardiasis, fungal infections, gynecological disorders, dysmenorrhea, hormonal replacement therapy, oncology, cancer therapy, pharmacotherapy, etc. And then we have clinical pharmacokinetics and drug monitoring. In this, we have clinical pharmacokinetics introduction, pharmacokinetics of drug interactions, nonlinear mixed effects modeling, altered pharmacokinetics, therapeutic drug monitoring, TDM used in the following conditions like cardiovascular, seizure disorders, psychiatric conditions, and etc. And then we have biopharmaceutical pharmacokinetics. In this, we have introduction to pharmacokinetics, drug distribution, elimination, and absorption. Introduction to pharmacokinetics, mathematical model, pharmacokinetic model, compartment models, pharmacokinetic studies, and then we have one compartment models and multiple compartment models, non-linear pharmacokinetics, bioavailability and bioequivalence, clinical research, elective subject, drug development process, clinical development of drug, good clinical practice, ethical guidelines in the clinical research, composition, responsibilities and procedures of IRB, IEC, role of responsibilities of clinical trial personnel as per ICH GCP. Then we have quality use of medicines, introduction to quality use of medicines, QUM, concepts of QM, evidences based medicines, QM in various settings, regulatory aspects of QM in medication error, and then we have principles of drug discovery, overview of modern drug discovery, lead identification, rational drug design, traditional versus rational drug design, molecular docking, QSAR, QSAR statistical methods, cellular and molecular pharmacology. In this, we have cell biology, functions and organelles, genome, cell signaling, intracellular signaling pathways, and principles and applications of genomic and proteomic tools in DNA electrophoresis, pharmacogenomics, gene mapping, cloning of disease genes, and culture techniques, basic equipments used in the culture lab. Nutraceuticals. In this, we have definitions of food, functional food, nutraceuticals and dietary supplements, phytochemicals in the nutraceuticals, introduction to free radicals and measurements of free radicals in diabetes mellitus and other diseases, antioxidants and synthetic antioxidants, food laws and regulations and claims, pharmacotherapeutics lab, and clinical pharmacokinetics therapeutic drug monitoring lab. Next, we have in the second year we have biostatistics, introduction and scope of biostatistic, measures of central tendency, measure of dispersion, probability rules, analysis of variance, hypothesis testing, and non-parametric testing, pharmacoepidemiology and pharmacoeconomics. Introduction to pharmacoepidemiology, pharmacoepidemiology methods, introduction to pharmacoeconomics, pharmacoeconomic evaluations and definitions, steps involved in applications, advantages and disadvantages of the following. Then we have phytopharmaceuticals in this, anti-cancer, taxols, other taxones, nervous system activities, CVS activities, anti-inflammatory drugs, miscellaneous drugs, and occurrence, isolation, characteristic features of the other types of substances. And then we have English research paper writing.